technical difficulties.
It's been one of those days. Been one of those days. All right, let's kill some saturation with that a little bit. Man, we are hot. Well, maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just hot. You're the hot one.
I'm totally hot.
Yeah.
Got that pale Midwestern skin.
Yeah, I heard you had quite the story getting here.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth it for you?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, we left. I left O'Hare yesterday in Chicago. That's where I live. Not at the airport, but right next to it. And I left at 3 o'clock, and I got to Tomek's house in like 45 minutes. And then by the time we got out, we started getting onto the tollway, and we hit southern Indiana. And like, we drove through the heart of the snowstorm.
Oh wow!
And we had all the lake effect snow. I mean, it was whiteout conditions.
Yeah.
Like, it was a challenge. It was definitely a challenge.
When are you headed back? Are you gonna
We're headed back in about an hour or so.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck. Don't die.
No, it's easy, man.
Right.
The Lulzmobile does a real good job. It's I spent a lot of money getting it ready for the trip. You know,
Nice.
new tires. They're all checked out.
Lava.
In case you don't know, you were fragged by the.
By cunt? Yeah.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday.
He's got protection. That's not good. That's not good at all.
This is a real fleshed out.
Oh yeah, it's completely
real fleshed out mod, man.
It's got 40 maps available right now.
40.
Yeah, 33 from a modification of an existing DM pack and 7 original ones. Well, original, but like Blood Run, you know, campgrounds, all that shit.
Yeah.
Even got some Doom 4 maps in there.
Beautiful. Looks like they need to work on some of their. Maybe it's just a lag there.
No, that's good.
All
That's all good. Well, the sound is going to be a little bit like delayed because we're actually hearing it through like the HDMI mix,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So,
It's a little bit of time. Delay.
I just have to frag them before I know I'm fragging them. That's all.
You know, if I was just kind of looking at this off the side of my head, you know, just out of the side of my eye, I would assume that this would be a mod of. Kind of reminds me of Duke Nukem. The way it
There's some Duke Nukem flavored maps. I'm of course playing Caleb right now from Blood, one of the other build games. So it's got build stuff, it's got Doom stuff, it's got Quake stuff, it's got stuff from Shadow War, stuff from like Alice, like American McGee's Alice.
Yeah.
All sorts of great shit.
Nice
It's
kill.
got stuff from Quake 4. Oh, I didn't get the quad though. Would have been nice.
120 gig SSD.
So today's been kind of the day where servers have been going up and people have been hopping in.
Nice.
Map creators have been hopping in. The WAD author's been hopping in.
Yeah.
So everybody's been enjoying it.
Yeah, it looks like there's. I mean, it would take a ridiculous community.
Oh, and
kind
Doom's
of
the
put all
most
this
ridiculous,
together.
like maximally ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, Doom is, you know, Doom is forever.
It is.
It's really forever. I mean,
And things like this just add more fuel to the fire.
it's the great grandfather of FPSs. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I remember when I was a kid in high school talking about Doom for the first time. Just insanity. Hell, I remember booting it up on a Windows 3.11 PC.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to figure out DOS when I was a kid.
Cunt one.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday, buddy.
Why is my color balance all out of whack? My skin didn't change that much over the past 5 minutes.
No.
All right. This is like. Woo. That's a little bit better. That's better. It's a little bit more realistic. Cool. And yeah, the nice thing about like these 40 maps is that every single one's a surprise. There's all sorts of cool shit going on. You've got like a melding of like textures from Hexen and from Blood and from Doom and from Quake. Yeah, there's like
so
champions
good.
from Hexen in this.
Yeah, this is like a Hexen-like map.
Yep.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
I used to play the hell out of Hexen multiplayer when I had my Gateway 2000. Jeez, that was a...
Turn people into chickens.
turn people into chickens. That's great. I'm gonna have to get this.
It's free.
You know, and
Free
that's
as in
the
beer.
best. That's the breast. That's the breast. That's the breast price.
Yeah, it really is.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can't wait to like get this back home and then start like putting some events together for it.
Yeah,
It'll
absolutely.
be great.
No, this really looks solid. Love it. How many characters can you be?
There's 11 champions at the moment.
Okay.
with the implicit promise of more in the future.
Of course. They're just sprites, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so relatively simple to add new things into this, you know. We've got a lot of this stuff already made. You just pull the sprites from Blood, you get Caleb, you do some hackery to get the abilities in there, and you're good to go. And I know I'm probably trivializing this if Thanatos ever watches this, but compared to, you know, having to animate models and all that shit, had some lag. Then it's much, much simpler. 409. Whoa, what happened to that thing? Alright. Now we're good. Alright, we're good.
I like you see the hit points.
Yeah.
Cool.
All the bare necessities. Another Kayla. There can be only one. Now, I really dig his ability, too. So you always get a little bit of health steal whenever you make a frag. But then when his active is up, then he's getting health while he's doing damage. And if he makes a kill, then he gets full health.
Nice.
So you could just like dive right into the middle of the fight, and as long as you're doing damage, you're going to be alright.
It sounds pretty dirty.
It is dirty. There's dirtier though. Like
Yeah.
there's totems like she can fly. Flying's no problem. One of the Hexen wizards just like summons, you know, a Minotaur. No big deal. He's got a big old BFG butthead. Yeah.
All right, next we've got a mechanical.
But we're getting very close to the end of the LAN. This has been like kind of a crazy day with like PUBG and Dragon Balls and
Yeah, it was definitely a busy day. I know.
yeah, it was a lot of LAN to pack into like 11 hours.
Boov is, I know, running around like a madman.
Yeah.
You know, I know the whole crew has been here, what, since 4 in the morning or something like
We
that?
got here at about like 5:30.
5:30 in the morning. Jesus. Yeah, that's a long day.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you got to do a full strike and tear down.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that.
Yeah.
Usually the strike's not like the biggest deal.
No.
Prismatic purge.
This is pretty rad.
Yeah, it is.
I'm most certainly going to pick this one up.
The beautiful thing about like Doom textures is that everything's been ripped from everything and everybody steals from everybody else. And so you're not even looking at like a blood texture, you're looking at a blood texture like 5 generations removed.
Yeah.
Like somebody modifies it a little bit, somebody else steals it, modifies it a little bit, somebody else steals it, modifies it a little bit.
But that's organic.
It is. It's incredibly organic.
Yeah. That's
It just benefits everybody.
community organism.
Yeah.
And you know what's
CK119.
you know what's great about Doom, just in general, is, you know, I remember when it came out and it was shareware, and I mean, it was just so cool to find people selling the packs, or like you could find a pack online and just boom, you got a new game. You know,
absolutely.
engine was so flexible, so flexible.
Still is. There's some hackery involved with like getting everything to work the way it is, but it's a testament to Thanatos that he got everything to work as like polished as he did. Oh, of course I run right into a BFG.
Yeah, this is running smooth. I mean, it looks great. I like that you have these individual abilities.
Right.
You know, kind of gives each character a little bit of an edge. You have to kind of prepare yourself for, you know, how you can attack that certain character.
And of course, like, Quake Champions itself isn't exactly a new idea. Like, ever since the first Quake, there's been Generations Arena, which allowed you to play as, like, Blastoise, allowed you to play as Doom Guy, allowed you to play as Quake Guy, each with their own, like, weapons and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's been versions of that mod for every generation of the game, and Champions is really just a legitimization of that same idea.
Sure. And it's, you know, generated by ID themselves. So it's their baby. It's definitely their baby. What is your thoughts on the adoption of it, though, in esports? I mean, I see it's you know, ID's pushing it. They're pushing it hard.
It's weird because it's hard to compare it to other things.
Right. Overwatch, you can. You know,
Right.
That's a team.
And
situation.
really, this is Dynamax's first like major multiplayer, like competitive multiplayer project, like in terms of like marketing and handling. But if you look at games like Dota, they were kind of in the shedder for a long time. Like CS:GO was available for a very long time before anybody like really started paying real attention to it. And then like the Arsenal update came out, and you know, everybody was like, "Oh, skins!" And that you could see like the Steam charts just like explode overnight because of that update.
CS:GO kind of just blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, it was around for a long time.
Yeah, it was.
But
you know, though, I think when it all comes down to brass tacks, though, CS, any new version of CS is going to be played. I mean, after all, it's always been known that CS has been the game that kind of made the internet.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Well, yeah.
There have been more CS games played than I would probably say than anything else out there.
I can't deny that. Yeah, when CS came out, I mean, one of the things that's hard to remember is that everybody playing Quake, generally the story is like Counter-Strike eventually like eclipsed Quake in terms of like player numbers, but no, like you look at, you kind of have to do some work to dig up the numbers, but it was like overnight. It was like CS came out and immediately there was like 3 times as many people playing that than ever played Quake. And that wasn't like a migration, it was an expansion of the audience. It was people who had never played anything before.
Right. And then they're like, hey, maybe I could get on the, well, also it's kind of like you're getting in on the ground floor,
right?
You know, of a game. So
totally.
everybody's, it's like when Source was out, everybody knew where to shoot, where to hide, where to duck, you know, what tricks and hacks there were that were exploits in the game, you know, for any player. They were legal, you know, but the problem is, for like a newbie trying to get in, it was just brutal. There was no way you can just take anybody on, you know. So it makes perfect sense why, when the new version comes out, people start to, you know, it starts to catch on that they're going to want to get in on the ground floor. Yeah, they want to get in on the ground floor. They want to learn the game with everybody else. And therefore, they have somewhat of a tactical advantage.
Oh, absolutely. So as far as like the future of Champions goes, I really don't know. I don't actually have a lot of predictions to make there. I'm just seeing what happens, taking it one day at a time. But things like this absolutely can't have a negative effect.
No, absolutely not.
I think they're going to reciprocate each other pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this map too. You've got like this huge merge of like Quake textures and Doom textures, and it just works really well. You got like just
really
a Doom tree in the middle of all these Quake textures.
Yeah, that tree also was a Hexen.
Well, there was one like it, with like the falling leaves. I was like, I remember the first time I saw that shit, I was like just enamored.
Hexen is so cool.
Hexen's great. Well, yeah. With a few like asterisks, Hexen's really great.
Yeah.
The expansion was great. The Death Kings of the Dark Citadel. Best name for an expansion ever too.
Death Kings of the Dark Citadel.
Oh,
yeah. That's pretty metal.
It is. Profitability. I love how it looks like he's just like shooting nails out of his hands, like like it's magic. Oh, that's for heavy spawns. Neato. Yeah, all the weapons are here. Got a weapon bar. Freaking cunt. All right. Let's see if I can get it. Got a sprite there from Strife, the Doom game that nobody loves.
Yeah.
I would love to meet like a real fan of Strife one day and just really pick their brain about what makes it special. It did some things really cool, but it did them in kind of a shitty way. It had some interesting art, but at the same time it was kind of dull, in my opinion.
I can't say I played it.
It was solidly okay. It's never really clicked with me. But we got a champion here from Strife. So.
There's some games it's gonna make it or it's not.
Right.
And the forced here's kind of a good example of, you know, like a forced esports game. And I'm gonna put it on the table. Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 just feels so forced on the community.
Well, I mean, it was kind of assumed like, okay, it's going to be an iteration on Street Fighter, and it's going to just, you know, be fun and cool and work the way it used to, but it doesn't really. It's got a lot of latency. I think a lot of that got removed, though. Like
it did. Well, I mean, they refined it, and they've been honing and refining it. You know, and they're doing a good job on it. It is a fantastically played title, but it just doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold people. It doesn't hold a lot of attention for a long time. And if you look at, you know, I look at Reddit, Street Fighter a lot, and you know, the community's still pretty torn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still pretty torn. You know, about the microtransactions and all the little, you know, nickel and diming they're getting out of people.
Who I'm guessing is less happy is the Marvel fans.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I mean, they got shafted by like development problems. They got shafted by license problems. Like it's hardly the same game.
How do you screw that up?
Well, Marvel gets bought is how.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
That's where they couldn't do any of the X-Men's.
That's right. They were bought. I forgot.
NBC without any X-Men's. I mean, what's that gonna be? And I guess they found out. And then you start like tying it in with all the Avengers shit, and it becomes a little bit like on the nose, like what the marketing angles are. Just running into that LG was incredibly lucky. More DACA. More DACA.
Oh my God, you're just ripping it up. Oh.
That was lucky. It's about to run out of cells and you get a ton more. Yeah, they're still giving out prizes.
They are handing out all
I was looking at the list of all the shit they had and actually like helping carry it here too. I was like, how long is Raffle gonna take? A while.
They've, you know, Boov and friends do just such an amazing job with all of the thought, and they reach out to all of these sponsors. And you know what's awesome is they clearly keep giving them stuff, because every LAN I've been to has just been loaded with prizes, keyboards, these $100 mice, and video cards. I mean, the sponsors just come through every single time. This time we get
a lot
video
of
cards.
For sure. Yep.
Video cards. I mean, when you got video cards at a LAN, you're kind of a thing.
Especially now.
Yeah. Especially now with all the Bitcoin mining. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You have a better chance of playing pickup sticks with your butt cheeks than you would finding a GeForce 1080 Ti, or even a 1070 for that matter. You know?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna be sticking with mine for a little while, I think.
Yeah, I'm mining coins with mine as I speak, if it hasn't burned my house down by now. Actually, my dual 290s are still mining coins for me. Yeah. What talk about getting my money's worth out of that card. I bought those in 2013.
Oh wow.
And I'm still, you know, they're still relevant today.
Oh, yeah, check out this map, by the way.
This is cool.
No, the blocks don't break.
Oh, I mean, it's Minecraft. Yeah, it's glorious. I like that. Little Minecraft there.
Did you play any of the dust stuff today?
Did not, but I did watch it.
There was actually a lot to do today. This was a lot of land to pack in only like 11 hours.
There were so many events, so many items going on.
Probably too much.
Well, I wanted to get in a Team Fortress 2, and nobody jumped in because you know, Dust was going. We had Dragon Ball Fighters.
Too many choices, yeah.
So many choices, yeah. I mean, I ran a damn a balloon fight tournament.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yes, and I mean, it was very small. I wanted to do kind of like a triple tier game of you know, quite a few games actually. I want to do Kart Fighter. I want to do Summer Carnival, shooter. Just ran out of time, you know, so I picked the one that would be best suited, simplest.
That day just got worse.
Where does the... Oh yeah, it's on the top, I think. Yeah, the nail gun's ridiculous. Like in quick champs. Let's see how we get there. Up here? Cool. That's fine. Hey, cool. All right.
I just heard a Clerks reference.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, shit! I just won something.
Oh, cool. Nice. All right. Let's see how much more I get on the squad. Oh, not much. Not much at all. Got him. Hey. How you doing? You want to play some Minecraft?
I sure do. This looks way better than Minecraft.
It's pretty rad. So what do you think about this ability on Paver? So did you get the full explanation of it?
I did not.
All right. So any kill he makes, he gets a little bit of health back. That's his passive. When his active is active, any damage he does gets health back, and when he makes a frag, he goes back to full health for the duration of the ability.
Does the ability have like a dynamic timer on it?
Just like
I see like
4 seconds or what? Yeah. I actually really like that like UI element. I think it's a pretty cool touch. Pretty useful.
But the damage you do has no bearing on how long you do it.
Right. It's just like a set amount of time.
Okay.
So you can like just dive into like a mosh pit and just like probably be okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing damage.
How many?
Or if you're evil like right before taking like a lethal rail, like just pop the ability and then you're back to full health.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
What's the percentage on that?
I don't know the exact number. Just some.
A nice chunk of game.
Yeah.
Feels good. How many new characters do they have?
There's 11 characters. Let's see.
Quick Champion says a question mark?
I think it's got 10. Yeah, something like that. there's no equivalent to Visor here. Okay. I told him, like, hey, if you really want to do a big dick move on its top, put in Orb, you know?
Please.
Give me Orb. Don't let your memes be dreams, yeah. But, you know, you got Bitterman, you got Ranger. Oof.
What's Bitterman?
His is a little bit like less like dynamic, so he has like a meter that's building up all the time, and whenever he pops the meter, he gets that much armor. So he's got like constantly recharging armor, and he can like bank it whenever he wants, or unbank it.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I haven't gotten too much use out of it, but it's cool just hearing like his sounds all the time. The rail is ridiculously easy to hit.
Oh, is it?
It's also like really consistent, so it's got a little bit of like a view kick to it, so it's not like there's something you can spam.
Well, I mean, it's the railgun.
Yeah.
I'm really spamming that anyway.
Yeah. I think that sprite's from Duke. I could be mistaken. It's definitely got the Duke vibe to it. Gonna miss out on this power up. Yep.
Is that like a slight wall climb there?
Oh yeah, it's like a ladder. Yeah, like really narrow stairs equals ladder.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh dang, where'd he go? I also get a slight damage buff during my ability too.
So is it all FFA?
There's FFA, there's dual. I mean, all the staples, including CTF. So.
Okay.
So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me think.
Yeah. And you can play in co-op, like any Doom level, which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So like Nyx can just go invisible and telefrag like a Cyber Demon, no big deal. It's like every 40 seconds you get a free tele. Yeah. It changes the balance of things a lot, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to have some longevity to it. Hopefully in like a year everybody's like, what's Brutal Doom? I fucking hate Brutal Doom. Did you find out what you wanted to trade your monitor for?
I haven't.
Okay. Sounds like you need a headset. Oh,
Yeah.
come on again.
Incoming quad.
Darn cunt.
Crystal even star.
Dang cunt. Gosh darn him. Fiddles.
No, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna go for a headset, but I don't know if I think they might all be gone already, and hunting down someone who got one might be
Oh, yeah.
Custom game headset from
is
Bayer
worse.
Dynamics.
It's a nice monitor. Is it like 144 or 240?
I think it's 144,
Okay.
but it's curved, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it.
Yeah. It makes sense if it's like ultra wide and you just start losing it in your per F.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kane's got crouch sliding, of course. So Doom didn't have crouching, of course, like back in the day. And so when Z-Doom added it, it's like, well, we don't have like animation frames for crouching. So what do? We'll just take the sprite and squish it down halfway. So whenever Kane is like crouch sliding around the level, it's like this little tiny squished midget. It's pretty hilarious. I think there's functions in there to actually add animation frames if they forget them, so that could be a thing that happens. This map's kind of weird. I really like the look of it, but you've got like one teleporter that takes you to one teleporter that takes you to heavy armor, to the tri-bolt, and the rocket launcher. So all the explosives and the heavy armor are like accessed through one teleporter.
Okay.
But you can rocket jump up there if you hit the rocket jump. The tri-bolt's actually like super useful.
Yeah, I've seen you getting some
Yeah.
kills with it actually. Which is something that doesn't happen in the base game.
No.
Soon, right?
Yeah.
It'll get better.
It has been getting better.
Yeah.
Have you been playing a lot lately, or you just been doing like, I haven't seen, what have you been playing lately?
Unfortunately, Counter-Strike.
Oh. You going pro?
No. I'm real bad. But it's fun playing with friends. I might pick this up though. I'm not sure.
This is a lot of fun.
I overheard you're thinking of doing events for it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, it's been crazy how, like, just excited people have been about it. Like, Thanatos has done a good thing by, like, posting this in, like, the Quake Champions Reddit, of course. So he's had a lot of people coming in who are like, wow, I'd never played like Doom before. This is, like, really fun. And guess what it is?
It does look pretty nice.
And this is only at 60 hertz, too. And you get fun things like, looks like he's shooting you with the sword. so that's fun.
Yeah, that was my one question. A little bit was like readability, but I'm sure you get used to it.
Right. Gonk gonk.
It does sound super satisfying.
It does. It's the same sounds from Quake Champions. I don't know what the difference is really.
I guess it just
Yeah.
feels more satisfying, I guess.
Because you know you definitely hit him. Instead of you maybe hit him.
Reburning bridges right now.
That's what I was. That's what I was complaining about with like Counter-Strike. It's like I never know if I'm actually hitting the guy,
Yeah.
so I don't know how to like compensate my aim because I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not.
I mean, you can see the tracers of your bullets if you're using certain weapons, but it is
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yeah. Oh shit. Might win some more shit.
Maybe.
Steve wanted to come up here with you.
Did he?
Yeah. He was like, shit, I didn't know you were driving.
It's kind of interesting.
I don't have zoom bound. That's a big blue hair.
One pretty Nix. That looks great.
It's hard to do faces at this resolution, you know?
Yeah. It's super crazy to me that they were able to mod all the abilities in.
What's all here? Oh yeah, that's like cluster missiles you're hearing from that one robot dude, the Terminator. That teleporter. Let's see, tie with fish fins. Where'd Cunt go?
No, don't leave us.
5 more.
Man, this raffle is unreal.
It's a lot of shit to raffle up. It's a lot of good stuff. So thank you, sponsors.
Yeah.
Giving us so much shit, but it's going to take us all night to give it all away.
Can't even close down. Came through in a big way.
Yeah. I remember Fade Cons where like you started like just bundling stuff together. Like here you get like you get a whole PC. There you go. Yeah, you get everything. There's a CPU.
You trying to get back in here, man?
What did you win? Oh shit!
Hold on to too many things at the same time.
Yeah.
My bad.
FPSU, nice.
You have a FSP
Oh.
group.
Nice.
Power supply.
Do you want to make me fuck berserker?
Do you? Yes, that's right. Do you want to suck my cock, berserker? I believe it was.
Yeah.
Do you like making fuck?
Yes.
Yeah. If you do not know of FSP, a lot of people kind of don't, and you know they make medical power supplies for like all sorts of ridiculous equipment.
Medical power supplies.
Medical power supplies. I actually once worked their booth at QuakeCon as like a product ambassador, and great people, real great people, and their power supply is pretty good.
I think I've been using one actually.
Yeah.
With or without being aware of it.
Yeah, FSP's pretty good. They're also one of the sponsors of this LAN, so we want to thank them out for coming out, and I think we probably had like, I don't know, 10 power supplies from them. It's just bonkers.
EVGA, a 1,000 watt.
Oh, we got EVGA power supply.
Is the pile getting any smaller?
No. No, it's
no.
No.
It's just so big.
Constant
Such a big
prizes.
pile.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
So a bigo.
Oh man. Were any of the sponsors like physically here?
No, I think
Okay.
Nintendo was the only physical.
Right. Cool. I mean, when I get home, I still need to finish Breath of the Wild Master Mode.
Oh my God, Breath of the Wild. Right.
Dude.
Let's talk about a game. Right
Oh my
here.
god. That's
know.
a game.
When I first saw the Breath of the Wild from the beginning, when they first started talking and showing it and stuff like that, I wasn't too impressed. When I first saw it, I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, Link's gotta make food.
Yeah.
and that kind of like
After
hurt me.
years and years of Link having to do this stupid stuff all the time. That's just what Link's life is now.
Well, like making the food thing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like all this cooking stuff. And, in all honesty, I'm tired of crap. I'm tired of just when something's like, see Battlefront 2, and they're like, you can to craft things. I don't want to fucking craft stuff. Okay. I just want to play the game.
Right.
You know, I don't know. But for some unknown reason, that cooking mechanic in Zelda,
That was great.
is awesome.
It's even better in Master Mode because you really need all that shit.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, Zelda was a big game to me as a kid, like a formative game to me. It
absolutely.
was like the first thing I was really like, oh my god, this is like the shit. Because like you started up and you're just on a screen with a cave and 3 directions to go.
Yeah.
And to me, like, the third dungeon was always the first one because that was the first one I happened to find. Like the game just didn't hold your hand at all.
No, and that's, but you know,
You
that's,
got to burn bushes to find
that's
like a
the
critical
magic.
dungeon. Yeah.
That's the magic of those old Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And, you know, Casey didn't know, you know, I've become a bit of an expert on Nintendo lately.
Oh yeah.
And, well, I would probably say yes because I've been collecting the carts all of last year.
Yeah.
I went on a self-proclaimed Nintendo quest to basically own every game in the original 8-bit library.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, so
All the licensed games, right?
licensed
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
unlicensed as well.
okay.
You know, I got some pretty interesting gems. Yeah, so I'm somewhere north of like 650 individual titles. It's
Like
it's pretty satisfying.
physical carts or just ROMs?
Physical carts, yeah, physical certified authentic carts. And I kind of see it as like a as a good investment.
Yeah.
You know, I
You
could
need to find those old like Funko Land catalogs.
absolutely. I still have my name tag from Funkoland. I
Nice.
used to be a game advisor from Funkoland. I kind of wish I still had my. I had an employee manual. I had a whole bunch of stuff in it. I lost it in an apartment flood. But yeah, man, Nintendo. Let me tell you, like you never were given any clue on how to do anything. Like think of even like Simon's Quest, like
so-
kneeling against a wall for a tornado
Yep,
to
yep.
show up. Like there's nobody's gonna say that.
And the
to
thing
you.
is, as a kid, I didn't know that it was a broken fucking game. I just thought that it was
just
smarter than
assumed
me.
it,
I just
yeah.
thought that I hadn't figured it out yet. I didn't know that it was going to be just that stupid. But I would just assumed that I was just not clever enough to figure it out.
No, and you're right. But there was also like that sense of the unknown.
Yeah.
Playing a game when you jumped into it blind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and there was mystique about it. And then there was always the rumors. You know, the neighborhood rumors, the playground rumors. You know, oh yeah, I got to this level 8 and I saw Ganon, and because they never showed what Ganon looks like.
Right.
In for example, like in Legend of Zelda, going back to Zelda, they never showed what he looked like. All you knew is that Ganon was at the end of the game.
Yep.
And he was the biggest, baddest dude on the planet. You know.
Are you bad enough, dude, to take him down?
Was he a dragon? But everything was always like a big dragon or
Right.
something, you know. Well, you fought a 3-headed dragon in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what a title. You know, what a title.
Well, for me, like, I love the first Zelda. I was just borrowing it from a friend. I begged my parents for it, and they got me Zelda 2. And at first I was like, fuck.
You know, yeah.
But I really started falling in love with it, and it became like one of my favorites because it was the same sort of vibe. You know, it was a different kind of game, but it was the same vibe.
The original community felt a little betrayed though, because it wasn't the top-down
Right.
Zelda style. I mean, it went straight to platforming.
Right.
The game felt a little unfinished.
But the sword
to some
fighting
degree.
was so much fun.
Sword fighting
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. Sword fighting was cool.
And it still had a lot of the same old cryptic shit, and it was great.
I am air.
Yeah.
You know.
And you find out like 30 hours later, like, oh, I got to go talk to her. Okay,
You know,
I remember that guy.
There's also a funny moment in Link Zelda 2. There's the prostitute in the town, and she would invite you into the house.
Every town has
Every
one. Yep.
town's got a prostitute, and you go into the house, and your health goes up, and you come outside.
And then there's the old lady.
Then there's
who
the old
refills
lady.
your magic. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's got the magic touch.
Got that magic touch. Yeah, man. Nintendo games I've been falling in love again with them, and really and diving into the lore of some of these games too.
Let me break your heart here a little bit. So I love the first 2 Zeldas. I love Zelda 3. That was a big deal. And of course, like the news, the years leading up to Ocarina of Time, it was like Ocarina of Time was going to end the world. Like it was the biggest fucking deal.
Well, because it was Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
You know, and it was their next gen platform, and you had Nintendo. And yeah, absolutely. And everybody was waiting. What is Zelda gonna look like on the 64? Is it gonna be top down? Is it gonna
There
be
was
side?
so much press leading up to that shit.
And-
like it was milked
And
hard. It was great.
then you saw You saw Link riding on a fucking horse.
Yeah, so I finally got my hands on it. And
Boom.
that title screen opens up, and you get the music, you got the galloping. It's like awesome. It's like, this is great. You get like a little opening cutscene, and then you're like, okay, I'm Link. I'm in this cool little town. Let's go do adventure stuff. And then there's this little asshole who's like, nah, you don't have a shield and a sword. I'm like, fucking fine, I'll go get a shield and a sword then.
There's an interesting kind of lore around all of the Zelda games because, you know, every game starts with Link sleeping.
Right.
And they're saying that there might be a Zelda game where Link actually doesn't wake up and there's going to be like a dream-based Zelda game coming, or...
Another one?
Yeah, possibly. Okay. Or what was the other thing I heard? It was like that Link, that technically all of the games that you're playing are basically just his dreams.
I mean,
and he never
Link's
really
Awakening was literally that.
Link's Awakening was a dream.
Which was also a great game.
On Game Boy. No, not a lot of people played that Game Boy Color version.
It was actually the game that got me into piracy. Because I didn't have a Game Boy, and my cousin
Color,
was like, hey, look at this
out.
floppy disk. And I'm like, what? So I associate Link's Awakening with the sound of a floppy spinning up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, ROM piracy has always been kind of a soft subject. You know, it's like people
I don't feel bad
openly
about it at all. I mean, it's archival at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's almost a duty.
Well, if you go, you can get full no intro ROM sets right off of the Internet Archive.
Oh yeah.
You know, right there. You just go and get any game system you want. You know, Sega Master System, Neo Geo, you name it, and people just don't know anything about it, and they're surprised.
Real trouble if we didn't have that stuff.
Yeah, I think people would still find a way to pirate it. You know, I find what even more interesting lately. I've been dipping into arcade emulation.
Yep.
But
CP2, all that.
But we're talking about the real serious newer arcades, like Daytona,
right,
and House of the Dead, and you know some of those Sega games. Surprisingly, they were pretty rudimentary, and they ran on regular computers and things like that. Sega had a big screw up though this year, especially.
What year is it?
Well, they screwed up pretty bad. It was like late 2016. They released that Daytona was back. Everybody remembers Daytona. Daytona, we're going away, Daytona. Great game. You know, great game. When you saw Daytona in the arcades, you were like 60 frames a second. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You'll never get this at home. Well, they decided to re-release it and remake an arcade because you know some arcades are coming back, whether they like it or not. They're oh, absolutely. And I
hope so.
No, they are. They absolutely are. And so Sega released this Daytona game in full form, of course, you know, for like Dave & Buster's and all those places and whatnot. They released an update for Daytona. Some savvy dude figured out, I'm just going to look at Sega's website and download this. It was just open up on an non-password protected share. And it literally was the full game of Daytona.
Oh, wow.
And the brand new Daytona. And people were literally, they figured it out. They somehow found a way to break into it and get it to run on a regular PC. And it's fantastic.
I believe it.
It's so cool. It's so cool just to see it running at home, you know?
I mean, a lot of those games were running for a long time just on like Taito X2, and that's so easy to pirate. Oh my god.
Dude.
Got
Get
so much
that
health.
guy
He's
out
got
of
the
there.
protection too, yeah.
No doubt.
But yeah, I mean, just going back to Zelda Ocarina of Time real quick, it was like, okay, I want to go on the good old-fashioned Zelda adventure. It was like, nope, gotta get your sword and shield. Yep. Okay, cool. I'll go get that shit. Now I get to go on my adventure. Nope, gotta talk to the Deku Tree. And finally get to go inside the Deku Tree, and you're like, okay, this is pretty legit. This is more what I signed up for.
You know, though, that was game design. And the reason why you had to do that is because it wanted... Now, mind you, this was Nintendo 64. This was the first time Zelda was on its new analog stick. It was on its new platform, its new wonky controller.
I get that.
They wanted to teach you how to play the game.
Yeah.
And you were forced to use those mechanisms before you even went out into the wild.
Right. And then I get out into the wild, and it's like, oh, gotta go talk to Gotta talk to this fucking owl. Did you finish talking to the fucking owl? Did you understand the owl? Nope. Oh, fuck,
It's a fetch quest. I mean, come on. A lot of these games are fetch quests.
And at that point, I was like, I don't know, how old was I? Like, I was like 12 or something, and I was like, something's different. Like, this is not the same game.
It didn't feel the same.
It's not the same game.
No.
And Breath of the Wild, it brought all that back. It was
Breath of the Wild feels like The Nintendo cartridge, the original Nintendo game.
Again, they start you off in the little cave, you leave the cave, and then they're like, fucking figure it out. Just do
figure your
whatever.
shit out.
Go talk to the old man or don't go to talk to the old man. I don't care.
Yeah. The old man is... They never really said who the old man was. Is that your father?
No, that's King of Hyrule.
King of
Carnage
Hyrule.
ones. Is that Dan? Is that Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
That's not Daniel. I don't think.
Daniel's son?
Carnage. I don't think that's him. Can't be.
Going to
Impossible.
Nintendo, this is the current collection at home.
Oh, nice. Dig
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's pretty serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it shows up a little bit. Yeah.
It shows up a little bit there. That whole wall
Yeah.
is literally all the Nintendo games I own.
Nice.
It's a lot. And you know what's great about it? You could sit in front of that wall and like you pick games out, and it's cool to have people over, and we'll just discover games, like stuff we've never played. And even the challenge of finding.
Oh, we're tearing down now?
Oh, we're tearing.
I thought they said 10:30. Oh, okay. Well, it might be time to
guess we're
shut things down
tearing
here pretty
down.
soon. Dang.
Yeah, that's sad.
Okay.
It's been a lot of fun.
What a
but
day. I mean, this has got to be a 2-day land, absolutely.
We were just saying that
Yeah.
on the car ride here, like, why don't they do an overnighter? Like, that would be killer.
It's a lot of work, but you get more land in.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
I'll shut down here pretty soon. All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for letting us jabber on, and thanks for tuning in for CEGCON 2018.
Yeah.
Been a lot of random bullshit today, but at the end of the day, I think we had a lot of pretty fucking good time. We're gonna go get drunk now.
We had a lot of gaming, a lot of good camaraderie.
Yeah.
I can't say there was maybe one angry person in the house, except for that guy that got shot by his teammates in PUBG. He's like,
yeah.
friendly, stop shit. And then, like, he literally walked up to the dude that shot him. He's like, dude, a friendly shot me. But that's land magic right there, you know. I mean, what's a land without screaming at your neighbor?
That's exactly what it's for. Well, this time we avoided having any fist fights, so that's a plus.
Yeah. As long as there's no fist fights, we're all right. And Lord knows I've seen those at lands before.
All right, guys, it's been a long day, but it's time to start packing up
Absolutely.
and make the cold trek. So good luck on your drive there, Joel.
Yeah, man. Got a good 4 hours ahead of me through the Michigan wilderness. It's gonna be dark, but Lowellsmobile will make it.
Yep.
It'll make it. Turbo power, man.
Good luck.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
It's been a pleasure, everybody.
See you later.
Take it easy.
Catch you on the flip side.
Peace out.